y'all, and welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to show you guys how I do my polygel nails, but in the shorter version. So here's the before, and I'm going to kind of walk you through how I do everything. Here is the cuticle softener that I use. I get this at Sally Beauty, and I'm just putting that on all of my fingers and then rubbing it in. I'm going to take this cuticle pusher, I think is what it's called, and I'm just pushing back all of my cuticles. That way it kind of preps them for when I trim them, makes it a little bit easier, and I get every single piece. Okay, and here is the cuticle trimmer. I think I got mine at Walmart, but you can get it at Sally Beauty's, Walmart, any of those places. But please be very, very careful when you do this. I just have had years of being at the nail salon and watching the nail technicians do this, so I kind of had an idea prior to doing my nails at home. But if you've never done it before, you just don't want to get too close or not trim on an angle for some reason. If you just trim straight, or if you get too close, it will nick that, and then boom, you're bleeding, and it's bleeding profusely, and it won't stop for literally forever. And then when you try to like put your nails on or do any of your nails, it just looks really bad, or the blood will just like seep into it, and it's just not a fun time. Like usually when this happens, I have to put a band-aid on it. But anyways, so now I'm gonna go ahead and file them. So they're very short and nubby, as you can tell, but some of them had a teeny bit of growth just from being nubby nails. So I wanted to make sure I filed that part of it. And then now I'm going to go ahead and buff and or sand them, whatever you like to call it. I'm just trying to get the edges to be more straight, or not straight, to be more of, what is the word? You guys know what I'm saying. Just to try to get the edges to not have like fray pieces or whatever. So now I'm going to also do the base of the nail. That way the gel polish will stick to it, and then it kind of evens it out. I know at one point I had one that was a little bit of a bump on it, so it kind of just evens your nail bed and helps for the application of the polygel. Next, here is the polygel. As you can tell, we had some technical difficulties. It was not coming out when I squeezed it, and so I just decided to cut it open and pick it out that way. It was kind of a bad decision because it was very messy, as you'll see, but I did this because I really wanted the color white, and I didn't want to do clear and then paint white over it. I just thought that I wanted to hurry up and get the white one done, and then after this I did throw it away. I'll order some more, but I love white nails so much, and yeah. So anyways, I'm prepping the nails with acetone, as you saw, and then that just dries them out. And now I'm going to use this base coat. It's kind of like nail polish, but basically you cure it under this LED light, and it helps to have the polygel solution, or the polygel gel, stick to your nails. So you want to do one coat of this, and then I just cure it for like 120 seconds just to make sure it's like on there, and yeah, that'll help your polygel nails stick. Okay, so now I'm grabbing these, I don't know what they're called, I guess molds, but basically they're like the mold of your nail shape, and you want to measure all your nails first prior to doing this. That's why I have them set in the specific order that they go in. And then you'll want to add your polygel. Normally you will squeeze it out and just put a little bit of amount, but as you saw, I had to scoop it, which was super messy. And then you can choose to use the polygel slip solution. But I also watched a bunch of videos before ever doing this, and I just saw that the girls used a little like glass container or whatever, and then they put the alcohol in there, and then they just dip it in there, and then you just basically want to brush it and even it out to basically have like an even nail. Then you want to place it on there, and before you cure it, you kind of want to make sure you're in the right position, because once it's cured, if it's like sideways, you're literally done. And then sometimes I'll have excess ooze out the sides, so very carefully, without moving the nail, I will take the brush part and kind of like brush that back. I can always file it and fix it, but at the same time, you just you kind of want to get it right the first time. And then after you do about 120 seconds on the regular nail, you'll want to flip it and get the underneath part of the nail. For some reason, it needs to be like shown where the underneath part is against the light, so that way it can actually cure and stay there. So I always just flip that over and do that. It just depends. Usually I do like 60 seconds, 120. It just depends on how much time I have and what I'm feeling. But you just want to make sure that when you get done that it's actually like cured and hardened. It's not like it's still sticky and wasn't done. And then you just want to be very careful, and you want to kind of like move from from side to side and kind of pop that thing off, the mold part. And then once you do that, you can file everything. As you can see, it's a lot longer than I'd like it, so it's going to take me a second to file it down and get it exactly how I want it. But once I get it there, as you can see, it's a lot shorter and better. Now I'm going to get started on the other nails. Again, it is messy, but then I'm going to take my alcohol and just pat everything down and get it into a form. Make sure that I'm being very careful with the sides and the edges, thinning out the sides by the cuticle and thinning out the sides that are going to be the ending part of your nail. It's really hard to explain it, so you may want to watch some videos before you do it. I'm not like a nail technician or a nail channel, so I don't really know the terms or how to explain it, but I did do a bunch of research prior to this, and that's kind of why I wanted to show you guys, because it is my beauty on a budget. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and put this on there, and then as you can see, I'm trying to get the sides going as well. I like to look at it from a front angle, and then I also like to look at it from like when you bend your nails and you look at it in your perspective, just to see what the shape of the nail is looking like and like how like the sides are looking, and if I need to like tilt it over a little bit more before curing it, because once you cure it, I said you're done. So I'll go ahead and check back with you towards the last steps for this. And I will also have the video linked down below of where I learned everything for the very first time. It is from the channel Long Hair Pretty Nails. So I will have the link down below of that video, and she kind of goes way more into depth, as she is more of a nail-based channel, and just kind of shows you how she does the polygel, and she just gives a lot better explanations, and she really helped teach me what to do, especially before my first time. So I'll have that link down below for you guys. Okay, so once I get done with the polygel portion and filing the nails, getting them the shape that I like, we're going to go a step further and we're going to do gel polish on top just to make them extra white, extra pretty. This is just something that I do. You do not have to do this. You could put the top coat on this and be done, but I want to go the extra mile. So here I am buffing and sanding my nail base. That way the gel can then stick onto the polygel portion of the nail. And then that way it just makes it, like I said, we're just doing the gel polish slash shellac polish portion of the nail tutorial now. Okay, so now I want to use the base coat of the shellac slash gel polish. We want to put one coat of this on all the nails. Again, if you do this on natural nails or polygel nails, you can pick to do 1 to 2 coats of the base coat on there first. I know sometimes when I've been at the nail shop, they'll do 2 base coats and that's helped to keep it longer, but today I'm just going to do 1 coat because we already took a bunch of time doing the polygel nails, you already know. So I'm just putting that on all my nails and then I'm going to cure it for 120 seconds. Usually with the base ones, I like to actually do it for an additional 120 seconds, so 240 seconds total, just to make sure that I'm really curing it and it's really all sealed in there before putting the color on and then just adding more coats. Also, when I'm putting this base coat on, and actually any of the gel polish coats that I'm putting on, you want to be very careful not to get this on your skin or cuticle or whatever. So after I've painted them, I'm not the best like painter, so I will take that cuticle pusher tool or whatever, and I will just like go around the edges and get all of the excess polish off of my skin, because once it cures on your skin, or if there's just like too much on the sides, you just, if you know, it just like does too much and then it just comes off even easier. So like I said, you just want to get it right the first time. And here I am going in with a white polish. It's called 263 Iconic Beauty by Red Carpet. I get this at Ulta and I use my Ulta coupons and Ulta rewards. Again, you already know I'm balling on a budget, beauty and on a budget, so here we are. I'm just putting 1 coat of this on for now. I think in the video I only showed 1 coat, but usually I'll go in with 2, pushing 3 coats, just because the white, I want it to be extra super white and I want to make sure that I'm getting a full even coat on all the nails. So you'll see 1 coat in here, but just know that I do 2 to 3 and you can kind of choose in between coats what you want to do. Again, what I was going back to with getting that on your skin and stuff, you just want to make sure that when you're done, you're just going around. You can actually use your opposite nail to clean this up as well, but I found that if I've already done the gel polish on the opposite nail and I try to do it, sometimes it will like mess it up, and I don't know how because it's already cured and whatnot, but if you've done it, you just kind of know. So just be very careful. And like I said, using that cuticle pusher tool really does help me to get the edges and get all that excess off before doing it. Also, if you put too much polish, that's what I was saying by it kind of like seeping to the sides, and then you just know it kind of gets just like too hard over there, and then it's just like super weird, and as time goes on it's just not the best. So okay, again, I do that for 120 seconds. Sometimes I'll do an extra 30 or an extra 120 just to make sure I'm really sealing the color coat in before putting the top coat on. This is just personal preference. I would suggest 120 seconds no matter what you're doing, but yeah, here's the top coat. So I'm going to go ahead and do the top coat on all the nails and then do the same thing, cure it for 120 seconds. Sometimes I do an additional 120 seconds to make it 240 just to make sure everything is cured, especially with it being the top coat. Okay, and for the last step, you just want to take some alcohol and put it onto a cotton ball and just rub that all over the nails. This is going to get that sticky solution off, and you are done. Alright, and here is the final result. Now that I'm watching it back, the left middle finger looks a little wonky and sideways. That's what I mean by just double checking when you're curing, but it's all good. So if you guys like this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Make sure you comment down below. Also subscribe down below and hit that bell for your notifications. Let me know what kind of nail videos or any other beauty on a budget videos you want to see next. Until then, I'll check you in the next one. Bye!